Hey guys, what is up? JT Tappas with FITmethod 413. And as I was going down this beautiful hill, as you can see here, I was reminded of a story that was quite compelling. It's probably one of the most compelling stories that I've had in the past 18 years of being in the fitness industry. And it happened to be on a Friday afternoon. I was sitting in my office and I saw someone come in through the door. Because of how the sun shines on our storefront, I couldn't really see who it was, but I saw in the background it was a giant of a man, right? This person was probably 6'4", 6'5". And as they were walking into the office, I said, "How can I help you?" And they didn't say a word. And it was quite intimidating because this looked like a WWE wrestler coming in my direction. And so as he approached, he sat there, he said, can I take a seat? And I said, "Sure." He sat across from me. He said, "I'm here because I truly want to know if you can help me." And I said, "Sure, what can I do for you?" And he said, "Well, let me tell you a story to illustrate kind of what my challenge is." And he said, "Every night I gather with my family, my 2 daughters, my wife, and myself to have dinner." And he said, "After we have dinner, I play with my daughters for about 10 minutes. He says, I can't go more than 10 minutes. He says, my back, my knees, my ankles hurt so much. I'm in excruciating pain. And it's disappointing because my daughters want to play some more, but I just can't go past 10 minutes. I have so much weight." He says, "I'm 400 plus pounds, and it's really painful to be in my body." He says, "Last night, as I was taking my daughters to bed, I was going up the stairs, and my young daughter, my 3-year-old, looked at me with that beautiful face that she has, and she said, 'Daddy, can you bring me up the stairs like a horsey?' And he says, I did my best attempt to put her on my shoulders. And as I was going up one step, I realized that I wasn't going to be able to go further. And I put her down. She looked at me and she said, 'Daddy, why aren't we going?' And he said, I looked at her in the face and I said, 'Daddy can't go anymore.' And we continued to walk up the stairs. I brought my daughter into the room. I tucked her into bed. I said a prayer with her. And I walked out of that bedroom and I went into my bedroom and cried for a whole hour. He says, I couldn't believe that not only had I incarcerated my body, but now my eating habits were affecting my family. He said, when I was able to get it together, I jumped on my computer, I started doing some research. He says, and I bumped into your website. He says, I did a lot of research and I read what you guys stand for. And he says, that's why I'm here. He says, I want you to look at me in the eye like a man and tell me if you can truly help me. And honestly, when he said that, I was like any other trainer. I knew we had a lot of loose concepts that were working, but we really didn't have a sequence on how those things worked. And there in the moment, I just looked at him and I said, "Can I get back to you?" He said, "Sure." He left my office, and that night I went home and I started to plan things and I started to put things together because I needed to give this man a response, and I needed to look at him in the eye and be able to tell him, "Yes, I can help you." And so that day we started to plan. I understood that nutrition was one of the most important parts of the program. So I put the nutrition program in place. I knew that accountability was of extreme importance. So I put together an accountability plan. I also knew that in order for him to stay engaged, I need to find a way to do cardio that was not only efficient, but effective. And so I put all these components together, and I knew that time was of essence. So I wanted to give him a specific timeline of how and when I can get him to that goal. So I called him up super excited, and I got on the phone and I said, "I can help you." And he said, "Awesome." He jumped on board. He came on board to our program, and in his first 42 days, he lost a total of 45 pounds. He continued on to phase 2 and 3, and probably 2 months into the program, he called me up and he said, "JT, do you have a minute?" And I said, "Sure." He said, "I just want to let you know that tonight I was able to bring my daughter up the stairs for the very first time in my life." He says, "The face that my daughter had will forever stay recorded in my mind, and I will forever be grateful for what you've done for me." He says, "I want you to know that if anyone is ever on the fence about joining your program," he says, "I will forever be an advocate of what you do. Thank you. You have changed the way I do life, and my daughters are extremely grateful for it as well." Guys, I'll tell you that story there has transformed completely the landscape of FITmethod 413 and what we do. I know that if it were just about aesthetics, we would have shut the doors a long time ago. But it's stories like this that are so incredibly compelling that keep us going. So I don't know where you are in life. I don't know what your challenges are, but I do know that if you're looking to change things up for 2020, we have a solution for you. And I know you hear this from many other programs, so I want to be able to give you a guarantee that you can't refuse, right? I want to give you an offer you can't refuse. And that offer is an offer of 7 free days to come, join in, see what we do, and see if this is the right plan for you. I know it is, but I want you to experience that for yourself. There's a guy going up a bike doing some exercise himself, already starting his plan for 2020. I want the same for you. So click the link below, schedule an orientation. Let's get your strategy in place for 2020, and you're going to be super, super excited on the other side. I'm JT Tapias, and I will see you soon.